What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Bulls Latest. The home opener is in the books. The Chicago Bulls come out on top against the Detroit Pistons, 115-111. Want to start this show with a recap of that one. Your starting five for the Bulls looks something like this. It was Josh Giddey, Tre Jones, Vooch, Isaac Okoro, and Modest. So those were the guys who started things out for Chicago. What a performance from this Bulls team against a playoff team a year ago in the Detroit Pistons group that really was solid and are really looking to build off of that. So what a win at home to start the year. Started off strong with a monster first quarter. You have 6 guys in double figures tonight for the Bulls on 29 assists as a group. This win snaps the 3-game series win streak for the Pistons. So a great start to the year for a lot of different reasons. I'll dive into many of these in this show here. Vooch led the way with 28 points in 33 minutes of action, 11 of 18 from the field. He was 4 of 6 from deep, while he brought down 14 rebounds to go along with that. A monster performance to start the year for Vooch, picking up right where he left off really a year ago. A really solid performance, and he showed why he still is the leader of this group amongst all of the other young talent on this roster. So looking at some of the other strong performances here, Modest, a very strong performance in the opener in the win over Detroit with 21 points in 34 minutes, shot 7 of 12 from the field. Josh Giddey also added a very strong performance, adding 19 points in 29 minutes of action, was 5 of 12 shooting from the field, 1 of 2 from deep there. Tre Jones, I think this is something that the Bulls are really going to enjoy as a group, especially Billy Donovan here showed why the Bulls extended him and gave him that contract. Had a very solid showing tonight, kind of showing Bulls fans as well why the Bulls made that move. I think he is going to be a very impactful player. You saw it tonight with the absence of Kobe White as well. So, going off of kind of how the Bulls were able to eke out this victory, there were a lot of solid bench contributions as well from this group tonight. And I think the Bulls really are going to be kind of counting on contributions all over the organization within this roster, really kind of looking at some of the bench contributions. Kevin Huerter added 15 points in 27 minutes off the bench. Ayo Dosunmu, to the surprise of probably not many, this guy just continues to play good ball, added 14 points off the bench and an outstanding job really defensively all night on Cade Cunningham, keeping him in check. Cade really was unable to get going really until the fourth quarter. So outstanding job on the defensive side of things by Ayo, contributing on offense as well, obviously. This group overall, though, and you got a good taste of it in this opener, is going to be relying on playing together. You saw that with how they really had a bunch of different contributions from guys. Pat Williams had contributions really up and down the roster in the starting 5 and then the bench guys. Everyone contributed to getting this win over a good Pistons team. So until they get Kobe White back in a couple of weeks, hopefully you're going to see more of this, and this is a very solid sign if you're a Bulls fan for what's to come, and a very great, this is everything you could have hoped for in an opener against a solid, formidable opponent. So looking at the guys who did not play tonight, Julian Phillips, Noah Senge, and Javon Carter did not play. A coach's decision on each of those guys. So hopefully, we get Noah Senge in the fold at some point. Julian Phillips, always ready to contribute, and he is in the wings if an injury happens and whatnot. But that overall, very encouraged by what I saw tonight from this Bulls group. A great way to start the season, a very exciting thing to build off of ahead of the next matchup against the Orlando Magic, who also won tonight. So that'll be a very solid game coming up next for Chicago. Kind of rolling into some more of the win here, I think rebounding and the free throws really came out to be the difference in this one. The Bulls won both battles in that aspect of the ball game. The Bulls were 81.3% from the line, 26 of 32, while the Pistons were just 69.2% from the charity strike there, getting to the line 26 times. They were 18 of 26. The Bulls also narrowly out-rebounded Detroit 50-46. I mean, the Bulls came out hot, winning the first quarter. I think it was 35-19 or something like that. Gradually kind of allowed Detroit back into the game briefly there in the second quarter, pulled away again before halftime. Third quarter kind of withstanding that, and then the fourth quarter is where things got a little dicey there. So you got to hope that the couple things that I think the Bulls could really build off of in terms of working on stuff, you got to cut down the turnovers. They had 18 in this matchup. That is not what you're going to want to look at moving forward. You want to cut those down. I'm sure Billy Donovan's going to get on the group about that, and then just with holding a lead and really playing with a lead and learning how to do that. This is a very young team, so that could be challenging. And I mean, they said it multiple times on the broadcast. Stacey King and Adam Amin. I mean, in today's NBA, no lead is safe. You see big leads go all the time and quickly at that. So Billy Donovan's certainly going to emphasize continuing to play, and they're going to impact a lot of games with how they play with pace. And tempo here, which I'll get to in a second, but cutting down the turnovers has to be something that the Bulls want to put an emphasis on moving forward in order to win more ball games. And I think you saw that as part of why they were able to do that tonight, even with the 18 turnovers. So kind of wrapping up this show, we have, when you look at this Bulls group, continuing to play with pace and tempo is something they're building off of from last year. It's going to be a recipe of success for this Chicago group. We saw that early on in this one, the Bulls jumping out to that early lead, multiple big leads really, is starting in the first quarter there, but they have the group and the personnel to be able to run and gun teams. I think that is something that you're going to want to have a grasp on going forward and continue to make that an identity for this Chicago Bulls team, overall. So I just think encouraging performance all around. They shot the ball pretty well. They really played with a lot of pace, and I think that's something that Billy Donovan's going to continue to emphasize with this group. I mean, they were not really expected. I mean, I know the line was, 2.5? I gave that to you guys. I gave you the Bulls money line, so we cashed the first move of the year. That's another solid start to the season there on that side of things for you guys following this show. I want to thank each and every one of you for your support on this show. We'll continue to try and give out winners like that. That's a fun segment there. But overall, I mean, how could you not be encouraged walking away from this one tonight? Something to build off of ahead of the next matchup with Orlando. Overall, came away from this one pretty healthy. No new injuries to speak of. So that's a positive as well. I know the home crowd was rocking at the United Center tonight, excited to get Bulls basketball going again. The Chicago faithful was, really, really good tonight. A lot of fun. So thanks again for joining me, guys, on this episode of Bulls Latest. Hit that like and subscribe button. Goes a long way for me as we kick off this regular season here. We got a long way to go, 81 more games, but a lot of encouraging signs for this young group. Anyway, we will get to you guys next time here. We have Bulls Magic coming up. I'll give you guys a preview of that game and what to expect, as well as fallout from this one and some other stuff. We'll hear Billy Donovan speak here, and we'll take some stuff away from what he has to say with this group in the opening night victory against Detroit. So thanks again, guys. We will see you next time.